So, you haven't been watching much League of Legends, but the World Championship pulls you back in as it does every year. Here's a quick video to explain everything you need to know before World starts on the 25th of September. The 2024 World Championship will feature 20 teams from all across the globe. From the LCK, we have Hamwalife Esports as the first seed for winning LCK Summer, Gen G as the second seed for having the most championship points, D+Kia as the third seed as the winner of the regional finals, and finally, reigning world champions T1 as the fourth seed as the regional finals runners-up. From China's LPL, we have Bilibili Gaming as the first seed for winning LPL Summer, Top Esports as the second seed for having the most championship points, LNG Esports as the third seed for winning the higher seed qualifying match in the regional finals, and last year's Worlds finalists Weibo Gaming as the fourth seed for winning the lower seed qualifying match in the regional finals. All of the LCK and LPL teams are seeded directly into the main event. From the LEC, where the teams are seeded based on their season finals performance, we have G2 Esports as the first seed after having won all domestic titles this year, Fnatic as the second seed, participating in their 11th World Championship in League of Legends, Mad Lions Koi as the third seed, with 4 rookies debuting on the international stage. From North America and the LCS, where the teams are seeded based on their performance in the LCS Championship, we have FlyQuest as the first seed after a surprise upset over Team Liquid, Team Liquid as the second seed with familiar faces like CoreJJ and Impact, and 100 Thieves as the third seed, which was a big surprise as they upset Cloud9 to qualify to Worlds. For the LEC and the LCS, the third seeds will be seeded into play-ins, while the higher seeds are seeded directly into the main event. Finally, from the minor regions, we have Pain Gaming as the last ever CBLOL champions from Brazil, Movistar Rainbow 7 for being the LLA closing champions from Latin America, GAM Esports is the first seed for winning the VCS from Vietnam, Viking Esports is the second seed as VCS runner-ups from Vietnam, PSG Tadon from the PCS as the first seed for winning the PCS playoffs from Asia Pacific, SoftBank Hawks Gaming from the LJL for placing second place in the PCS playoffs from Asia Pacific. All of these teams will join the lowest LEC and LCS seeds in the play-ins. I'll be breaking down the rosters from all these teams with guests in 5 separate videos that will come in the next few days. Stay tuned for that. Let's move over to the format. World starts on the 25th of September with the play-in stage, where it'll be held in the LEC studio in Berlin. The 8 teams have been drawn into a 2-group double elimination bracket where all matches are best of 3. This graphic might look complicated with all the lines, so I'll make it simple. If you win 2 best of 3s, you qualify to the main stage. If you lose 2 best of 3s, you're out of the World Championship. The teams that win their first match but then lose their second match are drawn into the opposite side of the losers bracket to prevent rematches and to make sure the best teams qualify to the next stage. With the completion of the play-in stage, 4 teams will advance to the main event, where they will join the already qualified 12 teams in the Swiss stage. The Swiss stage starts on October 3rd and is also played in the LEC studio in Berlin. The 16 teams will play in up to 5 rounds of best of 1 and best of 3 matches, and the rules are simple. Teams that win 3 rounds make it to the next stage. Teams that lose 3 rounds are eliminated. To start the Swiss stage, teams are drawn into 4 different pools. The Pool 1 teams are the winners of the major regions: Hamwalife Esports, Bilibili Gaming, FlyQuest, and G2 Esports. In Pool 2, we have the runners-up: Gen G, Top Esports, Team Liquid, and Fnatic. In Pool 3, we have the third place teams: D+Kia, T1, LNG, and Weibo Gaming. And finally, in Pool 4, we will have the 4 teams that qualified from the play-in stage. The rules for the Swiss stage are simple. For Round 1 specifically, Pool 1 teams will be played against Pool 4 teams. Pool 2 teams will be matched against Pool 3 teams. There can be no same region matchups. This means, for example, that Gen G will be facing one of LNG or Weibo in Round 1, and Top Esports will be facing D+ or T1. After the first round, teams with the same match record are drawn against each other. So in Round 2, teams that are 1-0 face each other, and teams that are 0-1 face each other. This process is repeated until all teams either have 3 rounds won or 3 rounds lost. The initial matches are best of 1, while the advancement and the elimination matches are best of 3. This means that if a team has 2 wins or 2 losses, all of their next matches will be best of 3s until they either qualify or they are eliminated. What is new this year is that there will be no rematches during the Swiss stage, which happened last year as we saw Damwon and KT face each other twice. At the end of the Swiss stage, we will end up with 8 teams that have won 3 rounds. The 2 teams that end with a 3-0 record will be drawn against 2 of the 3 teams with 3-2 records. The other 3-2 team and the 3 teams with a 3-1 record will be drawn against each other. The 2 3-0 teams will also be placed on opposite sides of the knockout bracket. With Swiss stage done, we move on to the knockout stage, which is a simple single elimination bracket. All the matches are best of 5. The quarterfinals will be held on the 17th to the 20th of October and will be played in the Adidas Arena in Paris. The semi-finals will also be played in the same arena from the 26th to the 27th of October. And finally, the grand finals of the League of Legends World Championship will be played in London on the 2nd of November from the O2 Arena. The Worlds patch will be 14.18. This patch is absolutely massive and will likely be a big shift of what the summer meta has been so far. Quick note, Aurora, who has been globally banned due to a bug, will be enabled for Worlds, but she's also getting a slight nerf. There are nerfs to 17 different champions, and to put things into perspective, 11 of the highest picked or banned champions in LCK Summer Playoffs are all nerfed in some shape or form. On the other hand, we see buffs to 13 different champions, and aside from Gnar and Jax, we haven't really seen much of these champions at all, so we could see a shift in the meta. However, I'm not too sure if the nerfs to Ziggs and Smolder are enough to push them out of the meta. The Ziggs nerfs don't look too detrimental, and Smolder can always swap over to Grasp of the Undying instead of Fleet Footwork, which is becoming more common alongside his crit build. I'm expecting Jarvan to be meta, and maybe the game shifts back to an AD jungle meta, with Lilia and Sejuani being played from the old meta. Maybe the buffs and the nerfs will lead to mid laners that are good in pick comps to rise in priority, such as Ryze, Sylas, Taliyah, Ahri, and LeBlanc to show up, which could in turn lead to counters like Lissandra and Aurelion Sol. There might also be room for range supports to come back given the nerfs to Leona and Rell. This, paired with the fact that AD carries might just fully shift back to bot lane given the nerfs to sustain, particularly the Fleet Footwork nerf that was enabling them in solo lanes. I hope this video helped you understand everything you need to know about Worlds 2024 before it begins on September 25th at 2 PM CEST. Mark it on your calendars. I hope you enjoyed the event. I got loads more Worlds content coming up, so stay tuned and subscribe if you want to see it. Peace.